I want my kids to be in a community where they're happy and they're productive and they give back.
I want my children to be happy, to be confident. I want them to know and feel affirmed that the world in general is a caring place.
You know, before everything happened, I pretty much wanted what every other parent wanted. I wanted them to finish school, go to college, get a great job. And I still want those. But I also want them to know now what it's like to be part of the community, to be able to give back.
"25 years ago, my husband, a union carpenter, was working as hard as he could to support us. But one month he didn't get enough work, and even though our bills were paid, when I went to the cupboard, I realized there wasn't enough food for the week.
Last year, my husband and I both lost our jobs. Our children have underlying medical issues. Within a week, we were going to be homeless. We needed short-term help, but didn't know where to turn.
When my husband and I first moved to the area, we were barely making ends meet. I knew I wanted my children to have a better future, but I wasn't sure where to start.
I never thought it would happen to us. You know, I never thought that we would have to worry about where our next dollar came from to pay our rent. You know, how do you tell your children that within 2-3 days, we may have to leave and we have no place to go?
I never thought that I would be in that position either. I never thought that I would have to use a food bank.
Everything is different when you have a life-changing event with children.
We all try and imagine what would we do if we were in that position, and many people, frankly, are probably closer to that than we know. I mean, these are difficult times right now that we're dealing with.
If families are stressed by poverty, by homelessness, by lack of resources, then that impacts the environment for the child.
There's little stability. Sometimes their kids aren't going to school. Their basic needs are not being met.
Investing in our children at this young age can only benefit our entire community. All children, you know, deserve that, the foundation of a preschool program.
Children who have received early childhood education and other support services need less reading intervention. Fewer of them are identified for special education, and the services are also less expensive to provide than they are later.
We're having to pay a tremendous price for not taking care of the problems in the front end of life. If kids don't see the value of a good education, seeing their parents with a good or a decent job, they'll probably continue the cycle of what they see. And I think we have to do all we can to break that cycle.
If it hadn't been for Volunteers for America, I would definitely be struggling as a parent. Having the VOA program helps a lot of families, including my own, when they're going through a rough time, when they're going through a rough spot. It helps get them on their feet and gives them the tools that they need to gain a better ground.
As a parent, you want all good things for your kids. You want them to thrive and to grow and to be happy. All I needed was food, and it was just a little bump in the road for us.
We only needed the assistance for a short period of time. We only needed it long enough to get back on our feet. Everyone falls on hard times, and there is someone out there to lift you up and to tell you it's going to be okay, to tell you that you can get your life back.
Not everybody has that support network, and organizations like Volunteers of America gives them the opportunity to have that support network.
Volunteers of America, I believe, takes a holistic approach to looking at supporting children and families.
We try and tailor precisely the services that they need to stabilize their family, and also provide them with the tools they need to become self-sufficient.
I wasn't looking for someone to pay my bills. I was looking for something that could help me learn how to be self-sufficient again. They motivate you to want to be a better person. They motivate you to want to be a better part of the community.
If it weren't for organizations like Volunteers of America, I believe the community could collapse. With the economy where it is right now, it's difficult. A lot of programs are being pushed to the side, and so we need organizations like this.
It's critical that we support Volunteers of America and the kinds of programs that it provides, because it really is the one and only time that that child will have that opportunity to create the foundation for a successful life.
Truthfully, I don't know where we would be if it hadn't been for them. If it hadn't been for that extra push, that extra help.
I'm tremendously grateful and very, very fortunate. It would be really sad to think of where we would be without it.
Even to this day, I'm thankful that Volunteers of America was there, that there was a food bank for me to go to. Volunteers of America are working every day to make sure families are reaching their full potential.
It's very, very, very important for people to support Volunteers of America.
They've given me hope. They've given me a blessing. They've given me a purpose. Thank you for giving me my life back.